Welcome to season number 4 here in the Nevada Wolfpack Dynasty. High expectations set in on this program here in the second year in the Pac-12, and we get a couple of road tests to open the season, and this time versus number 7 Nebraska. Nebraska has one of the top defenses in the country and have Big Ten title aspirations this year. But our team is much improved going into this season. Dylan Council, coming off of a 26 touchdown, 11 interception season, will no longer look over his shoulder. He is the surefire starting quarterback of this team. We now have a running back room who can rival some of the teams in our conference and some of the best teams in the country. David Paul took over as the starting tailback about 5 or so games into the season last year, and he ended up finishing with 4.8 yards per carry and added some elements to our offense that we did not have before. He will be improving coming into this season, but we also acquired Stefan Hefney from Texas Tech. 11 touchdowns a year ago, and he transfers to the West Coast. Fabian Brisker was a freshman running back who was at the top of our board for a lot of the season, and we ended up being the only team to offer him a scholarship in the offseason. So we will see new guys in the offense like Braden Cage, who is a route runner. He is technically the 4th receiver on the depth chart. However, he's going to get in quite a bit. Then there's Dillon Galloway, the transfer from Appalachian State at tight end. I think tight end was a big missing piece a year ago, and now we have a guy that can be sort of a weapon. Not the fastest guy, but can get open with his good route running. We do have some new offensive linemen, including Robert Clapp, who is a true freshman, elite dev tackle. He will play at right guard this year. But I think the biggest need going into this offseason was to add to this pass rush. We did not get after the quarterback enough. Ty Stitzer at 5.5 sacks, but now across from him will be redshirt freshman Cole Neighbors. Neighbors is going to be a fun player coming over from LSU. Did not play at all last year, but he was looking for playing time, and he's going to get it here in Nevada. Our really impact true freshman this year on the defensive side of the football is going to be Morgan Ezekiel, a guy that really has a skill set that we haven't had, the ability to rush the passer as well as get after and stuffing the run. And then we add veteran Lionel Blunt in the transfer portal as well. He adds another veteran presence to this secondary. Now, here are the sliders coming into this season. A lot of you guys have asked me this, and I'm using Kane's sliders from Operation Sports, so go and check that out. I think they're also on Reddit as well, but these have played very, very well for me into last season and into this season as well. So Nebraska, I highlighted this earlier, but they have one of the best defenses in the country, and that's really going to be their calling card this year, but they will be trotting out freshman Moses Isaacs at quarterback. And Isaacs is a freshman, we all know, but I think that it's going to really be a challenge for him coming into this year. And I think that we might be able to take advantage of a young quarterback with this revamped, pass rush that we have this year. So I think that we are in for an interesting game today. And I think that, I think we can kind of take advantage of our returning starters. We remember last year only graduated one senior, and that was Riley Langley, the tight end. Everybody else returns or hit the transfer portal. So that is definitely going to be what we're going to follow this year, our experience. So here is the new kicker Dylan McKissick, who gets this underway to start season number 4 as we are on the road here in Nebraska. A juke move will take the return back to the 20-yard line. And I think that this is going to be a true test for this defense early. Martin Reddick is their star receiver, I should say. He is returning after a 1,000-yard season last year. Here is a opening carry this time for the run game. That's going to be Connor Booth, who takes it to the right side for a first down. Here is Isaacs this time throwing to left side. He's got his tight end, and that is going to be a tackle by Lionel Blunt for his first tackle, number 4 on the defense. He plays primarily on the left side of the D. Here is a carry by Booth. He picks up a few yards, getting across the 50-yard line. So here is Isaacs now with a 3rd and short. It's a quick throw, and he will find his favorite target coming into this year, Martin Reddick, for a first down. They're going to be mixing up the pass and the run. Here is a fake toss, this time thrown deep across the middle, and it is caught. It's Tanner Turch who goes up and gets that one for a first down. So now inside the 15-yard line, here's a run by Booth, throwing off a defender, and he will score. It's a touchdown, and Hartwell could not make the tackle before he crossed the goal line. He is one of those senior linebackers. He's going to need to step up this year. But on the opening drive, Nebraska makes it look easy. And it is 7-0 already. But here is this experienced offense out onto the field. The first carry is going to be to David Paul, hitting the hole hard. And remember, we upgraded his speed. He is now at 92 speed. Now here's another carry back to Paul, finding some space, and he looks a little more agile than last year. I can definitely notice it early on. Here's the freshman Fabian Brisker in the game. Here's a throw to the right side. That's going to be caught by the transfer from Appalachian State, Dillon Galloway, for a first down. Council now back to the run game. Here is Brisker finding some space and fighting through tacklers. He picks up 8. That's something that I wanted to see from David LaCouture early on in his career. His ability to fight for yardage. Back to the ground game. It's Brisker again fighting forward, and it takes 3 defenders to take him down. He's still not down. And he picks up a gain of 5. That's a good sight to see for this offense. As here is Dylan Council now. Play action fake. Clean pocket. He loads up and throws deep. He's got a man downfield. Touchdown. It's DeMar Tam, the true sophomore. The local kid makes the defense look silly on that one, just running a wheel route and then just using his speed to extend the separation. And it's a perfect throw by Dylan Council. And I think DeMar Tam is in for a big year. 7-7, we answer right back. Here's Connor Booth with a carry to the right side and a bunch of defenders trying to take him down that play. We finally do. Josiah Persinger, I think, gets credit for that tackle coming in late. But there is a holding call, so this one is coming back. 1st and 20 this time for Isaacs. He throws a screen pass out to Booth. Booth has space, and Larry Tuilolo is there to meet him first. And he's going to be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Back to the ground game for Booth, and there is a tackle in the backfield. And our defense swarming early on to the ball carrier. 3rd and 15 this time. Here is a read option. This time a keeper, and Larry Tuilolo is there for the tackle. The multi-award winner. He forces the punt. Here on a 2nd and 8, back on the field is our offense. Here is Council rolling, trying to throw it at the last second. He goes down. Ashton Murphy was there for the sack. That's only a loss of 3, though. 3rd and 11. This time, throwing across the middle. It's DeMar Tam. He's got it, but short of the first down marker. And now it is 4th and 1. David Paul in the backfield. We're going to give it to him, fighting forward, showing some patience, and a cutback lane opens up, and he barely picks up the first down. DeMar Tam in the slot this time, but it's an RPO out to the right side. It's Dillon Galloway for a first down. He's not the fastest. He's at about 76 speed, but his ability to run routes and have reliable hands is going to make a difference this year. He also can block pretty well as David Paul, back to the run game, only picks up a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. 3rd and 7 now as Dillon Galloway runs in motion. Here is a throw across the middle, looking for DeMar Tam, and that one is knocked out of his hands. And now we're going to bring in the true freshman the kicker, Dylan McKissick, as he will settle here for a 47-yarder, and that one is knocked through. That has to feel good for his first career field goal. So we do have the lead here on the road here as we start the second quarter, up by 3. Here's a handoff to Booth, and he's got a big-time lane to the right side. That is going to be a first down. Marquise Rahman is there in the second level to make that stop. And it's a first down. Here is Isaacs in the pocket facing pressure. It's Eric Sendejo who gets home. I think he technically will get a half sack for that one, as he did fall into Cole Neighbors, the transfer from LSU as well. 2nd and 17. Here is the pocket collapsing on Isaacs, and there is Cole Neighbors. He gets to the quarterback, the transfer from LSU. He gets his first official full sack. 3rd and 25 now. Here is more pressure. Sendejo gets home, and a throw deep down the sideline is going to be knocked down by Marquise Rahman, and we do get them to punt the ball away. Here is pressure by Nebraska, and we do get it away quickly to start the next drive. That's a catch by Darius Whitehead, who is returning as the primary slot. Here is a 3rd and 5 pressure, and here's a heave, and it's Mike Badie on the sideline. Badie has made a reputation of making those 50-50 catches, and he upgraded to impact dev in the offseason. He's going to make more of those. 3rd and 6 now. Here's a throw, and that's DeMar Tam who's open, but a good defensive play will knock that ball out. So we do punt the ball away as Nebraska is back on offense. Last drive, we got to him a few times, and there we get to him again. It's Cole Neighbors. A loss of 7 yards, and man, he is making a big impression on this defense. Look at him just fighting all the way to the quarterback, as Isaacs was a statue on that play. 3rd and 16. Here's the ground game. It's Booth. He gets tackled and swallowed up, and it's Keon Burgess along with Tui Lolo there for the tackle. So back on offense. Here's a quick throw across the middle. It's Darius Whitehead with about 3 minutes to go. Got to put together a nice 4-minute drill here at the end of the half. Here is Brisker who fights forward, and he picks up a gain of 2, enough for the first down. Just a little bit over 2 minutes to go here. Here's a jet sweep touch pass over to Darius Whitehead. Tries to get to the outside, and at least just gets out of bounds and stops the clock. 3rd and 2 now. Here is Council rolling. He's got a man wide open. It's DeMar Tam. How do you leave him that wide open? A juke move to the outside. DeMar Tam into foot race, but he does get run down at about the 16-yard line. And it's a big first down here for the Wolfpack. And DeMar Tam is having himself an amazing first half, by the way. He's nearing 100 yards. Fabian Brisker with the carry. Tries to get around the edge, but he does get tackled for a loss of about 2-3 yards. 3rd and 12 now. Council, clean pocket. Rolls to the right side. He's going to throw late. He's got DeMar Tam on the sideline. They will call that incomplete. But we go and challenge this because it looks like Tam is in. Look at the toe. When he catches the football, it may or may not be touching the white there. It is too close to tell. So the call will be upheld. We bring in Dylan McKissick here to add on another field goal after the unsuccessful challenge. And he will make it a 6-point game. 43 seconds for Nebraska to go down the field to end the first half. Here is Isaacs. This time a clean pocket will get it away quickly. And that is a first down. 3 down linemen on this play. Burgess along with Neighbors, and it looks like Amir Broussard. But there's a quick throw on the screen pass. A good counteraction to the blitz coming in that time. We sent Larry Tuilolo from the linebacker position. But they have no timeouts, and this clock is continuing to run, and they are taking their sweet time. They run a player in motion and don't get the snap off. What a blunder by Nebraska at the end of the first half. And that's what a freshman quarterback will do sometimes, not the experience that you would hope. And he lets the clock run out. So here we go to start the second half, and we start out with possession as well. Up by 6. Here's a carry to David Paul, and he may have just missed a wide open hole. He runs straight into the offensive line. 3rd and 8 this time. This time running Galloway in motion. Here's a throw across the middle. It's DeMar Tam. We tried to fit it on his back hip, and he cannot hold on. So a 3 and out here for the Wolfpack, as here is Nebraska out on the field. It's Morgan Ezekiel who gets to the quarterback. Morgan Ezekiel, our only 4-star recruit last year in recruiting, and now he's a true freshman making an impact. I said he brings a skill set that we have not had, a guy that has high power moves and high finesse moves as a true freshman. He is actually our highest rated freshman as well at 75 overall. It's a 3rd and 19. Keon Burgess was closing in on Isaacs, and it's a throw to the flats, and that is number 16. You'll see him a lot this year, Javier Badie. So here back to the ground game for the offense. David Paul fights forward for a gain of 3. It's been tough to run the football. This is still a very good defense for Nebraska. But here's a wide open man. It's Mike Badie. He runs out of bounds and a late hit. Wow. No flag called on that one, but it is a first down. Here's a handoff this time. David Paul has room. He gets to the outside, fighting through tacklers, and he picks up a gain of 15 for the first down on that play. Here is number 31, the transfer from Texas Tech in the game, Stefan Hefney, but a shot to the end zone, and that one will be knocked to the ground. You're going to see Hefney quite a bit in short yardage situations. He's number 31 as David Paul checks back in, and he picks up a gain of 3. Brisker in at tailback this time. It's a quick throw, and that's Mike Badie, and that is a first down. Remember, we are rocking with the TCU playbook this year. A lot of different looks for the offense. Here is Whitehead this time, a little RPO, and he fights forward inside the 10-yard line, tackled at about the 8. It's goal to go now. The offense has been moving the ball nicely. Here is Whitehead trying to get that jet sweep working, but 2 plays to him, and that does not work. 3rd and goal now at the about 11-yard line. Here is Council rolling. He's going to throw late, and it's tipped and almost actually intercepted. We bring in Dylan McKissick from short range here. 27 yards out, and it somehow bounces in, hitting the left upright. So 16-7 here for our Nevada Wolfpack. Here's a quick throw, that time by Isaacs, and he will find his man for a first down. They have really abandoned the run game here in the second half, but there is a nice tackle by Tuilolo. His second tackle for loss today. Isaacs throws to the right side, and he will find a target wide open. It looks like Josiah Persinger may have been fooled a little bit on that play. 3rd and 1, running the quarterback sneak, and that is a tackle by Morgan Ezekiel, but they will pick up the first down. We start the fourth quarter now, up by 2 scores officially. Nebraska has not moved the ball since that first drive. Here's a throw out to Booth, and look at the amount of defenders there for the tackle. How about that play by the defense? And you got to see Andres Instandia in on that play, number 32, who is a redshirt freshman safety. But on a 4th and 5, they will complete this one across the middle, and a broken tackle will get them inside the 20-yard line for Arnold Smoker. So it looks like back to the run game here, but it's not working. It's Morgan Ezekiel. He's having a great debut today. 2 tackles for loss, had that sack earlier as well. 2nd and 11. Here's Ezekiel again. It's a sack here for the true freshman. Oh my goodness, the new additions are making huge impacts getting after the quarterback today. And now it's 3rd and 15 at about the 22-yard line. They run a man in motion. We only rush 4. Cole Neighbors gets to the quarterback, hit on the throw, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds, testing Josiah Persinger, our best cornerback. And they will have to settle for 3. So we're up by 6. 1 more score should put this game out of reach. We're going to be looking to move some clock here along with moving the football. Here's a short throw out to the middle of the field. That's DeMar Tam. And I think he's just been a lot quicker this year with his breaks. It's very noticeable. Here is David Lacouture in the game, and he fights forward. And that's his first carry of the game, by the way. Now a 3rd and 2. Here is Brisker. Break it to the outside. A good block. Look at him fighting forward, and he gets to about the 50. That's just why I'm giving more playing time to Brisker than David Lacouture. He's able to do things like that. Here's a throw out to the flats, away from the pressure, and that is going to be caught by Paul. He picks up a gain of 7. 3rd and 3, back to the ground game. Here's Paul fighting forward, and he's going to be short. 4th and 1 here at the 40. We're going to line up to go forward with our offense. The way we've been moving the ball nicely today. Here's a carry this time. Paul finds the space and shows the patience and picks up a gain of 3. This drive continues here. Under 5 minutes to go. Here is Council. He's got a wide open man. It's DeMar Tam on the sideline. And another catch for Tam today. Back to the ground game this time. It's Brisker who finds the hole and gets tackled at about the 10. You got to admit, Fabian Brisker looks pretty explosive in his debut. Throw out to the flats this time. It's DeMar Tam fighting forward. He tried to reach for the pylon but could not get there. At the 1 now, it's David Paul with the carry, and he will score. It's a touchdown. And he does his signature dance that time, and he will score from a yard out. And now, up by 2 scores, this game may be put out of reach. So here we go, back out on defense. This offense has not done anything since that opening drive. Here is Isaacs in the pocket. He's going to throw this one deep, testing our secondary. And that is going to be a big knockdown by Marquise Rahman, avoiding the big play. Remember, Rahman was an All-American a year ago. 4th and 10. Pressure getting to Isaacs. Actually, clean pocket. He throws this one deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Testing Josiah Persinger on that play. Just about 2 minutes to go. Here's the offense back on the field. Here is David Paul with the carry, and he puts it on the ground. It's picked up by Nebraska, and we turn the football over. I don't remember many plays where we fumbled the football last year, and that one ends up being the first in a very long time. So Nebraska is back out onto the field. 2 minutes to go here. Here on a 2nd and 11. Here is Isaacs. He goes down. It's Keon Burgess. Remember 2 years ago, it was Burgess and DeMar Tam who are our top 2 recruits. And Burgess had 1.5 sacks last year. That's his first one now. 3rd and 16. Here is a deep shot. He's going to be testing Jackson Barton in coverage. And it is knocked to the ground. And now it is 4th and very long. We have 3 down linemen here, but you got to bet we're going to send a blitz here. It's Larry Tuilolo in, and this is a deep shot testing the new transfer quarterback, Lionel, and he will knock it down. And now we get possession back. Now we're at the 1. Here is David Lacouture getting some late playing time in this game. We give it to him, and he will score, extending this lead. And that would surely put this game out of reach. But here's a late drive here from Nebraska, down by 19. One last play here, as here is Isaacs from the pocket. He waits, he throws, and it's intercepted. It's Larry Tuilolo to seal up this game. And Nevada goes into Nebraska and wins their season opener. Tuilolo, the award winner, seals it up. And it's a big victory. Our defense was the difference in this game, and really the difference coming into this season. We knew in the transfer portal we added guys like Javier Badie, guys like Cole Neighbors, and they definitely made impacts today. And I'm very, very happy with what I saw by our defense and our offense. Our offense did as well as they can do versus a top-flight defense. Make no mistake, this is one of the better defenses in the country, and we just did that to them at their house. Moses Isaacs really struggled today, and he really showed why he's a true freshman quarterback. And I think that, having a freshman quarterback out there for a top team in the country is definitely problematic, especially when you face these teams that have these experienced rosters like we do. And I definitely like what I saw from the run game. Fabian Brisker's 6.5 yards per carry. Like, that's how impactful he was today. I don't think we've ever had a game in this series where 2 running backs combined for over 100 yards collectively. Not individually, but collectively. It's usually only one guy that goes over 100, if that. But I think this is the first game where we've seen 2 players go over 100 together. And Cole Neighbors definitely made an impact. Morgan Ezekiel as well. I'm just so excited to see what Morgan Ezekiel is going to turn into, because he was exciting today. Like, Cole Neighbors was really good, but I think it was like an impact that Ezekiel had, because they could not run the football. They could not pass with a clean pocket. I don't know if that was a collective or what, but I think that our pass rush featuring Keon Burgess along with Neighbors, along with Ty Stitzer, and then now you add some interior rushers, that's going to be just a whole lot of fun. So in game 2, we will face Florida. And Florida, remember, has Enrique D'Amico. But in game number 1, a very interesting development happened. Enrique D'Amico is the starter, but he must have gotten hurt very early in the game because Robert Lacombo came into the game and threw a touchdown, but ended up being the, winning quarterback in that opener versus Miami in a blowout. So just something to keep your eye on going into next week. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Let me know what you guys thought of the opener because I am excited to see what we do versus Florida. Another tough road game versus another top 7 team in the country. Hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.